When I was a little girl, from as far back as I can remember, my mother instilled in me that no female was good enough if they didn't have a husband, a man in their lives. I needed to change anything about me that a man in my life didn't like about me. I wasn't worthy of being anything on my own. I hid the violence. It was absolute shame. I felt like obviously I was not good enough for someone to treat me well. I somehow deserved what I was getting. The longer that it went on, the more I believed that. It went from little things of blocking me in the house and little things of throwing things at me and all of that, to before the end of it, black eyes, huge bruises, broken bones.
Ann came to us after having experienced some abuse in a relationship. She needed a place where she could go and be safe. We are not a domestic violence shelter per se, but so many of the ladies that come into our care have a history of abuse. Often what will happen is patterns of abuse will reverberate down through the generations.
When I walked through the door, I felt loved, I felt welcomed, I felt safe and understood in a way that I had never experienced in the domestic violence shelters. When I was in the shelter in Gaffney as a guest, I had been asked to work on the front desk. And it was an honor to do that. It was a great deal of fun.
We really enjoyed having her on our front desk, being one of the first faces that people see when they come in.
It's important to hold hands when you cross the street. That's what I learned at Miracle Hill. You can't do this by yourself. I learned to stop being prideful and put my hands out and say, somebody hold my hands, because I'm crossing the street and I'm scared.
One of the things that we bring to the table as a mission is that you're not having to worry about where you're going to get your next meal, where you're going to lay down tonight. That creates room in a person's heart and in a person's mind for the Lord to work. And then they can see this is what it's like to be in friendships with people where no one is expecting anything from someone. And even after having seen some tremendous progress in her life, saw an opportunity to go back to the relationship that you tried to leave. The familiar, even though it's painful, is familiar. Sometimes trying a new way of living, a new way of seeing yourself, it can be quite frightening, even if it's a good thing.
If it had not been for my experience in those months that I was with Miracle Hill, I don't think I would have survived, because that little mustard seed of faith grew into, okay, get me out of this, whatever you want me to do, God, I'm doing. If there is a victim out there who hears this, you're stronger than you think you are. Get out and get someplace like Miracle Hill. Just take a deep breath, grab the hands of the people on either side of you, and cross the street. It's worth it.